And welcome everybody to NJCAAE Esports. We have a amazing match of Valorant on our hands tonight between Navarro College and St. Louis Community College. I'm really hyped to see both these teams compete. Navarro a bit higher on the standings than St. Louis Community College, but I was looking through a lot of their games and every single one seems to be close in my opinion. So I think we're going to have a great best of three series on our hands, Booney. I'm War, joined alongside me is the lovely Booney. How you doing tonight?
Doing great. I mean, yeah, I can understand why you're kind of confused why it's evening and night, because actually in Minnesota, where we are, the sun's actually still up right now, past 5 o'clock, so it's kind of crazy. But yeah, like you said, I'm excited for a nice match. We got ourselves two great teams here, the Navarro Bulldogs and the St. Louis Community College Archers. And now looking at both these teams, War, you kind of mentioned before we kind of got in the broadcast here, you had two players you want to look out for both these squads. So why don't you go ahead and tell us who we should maybe keep our eyes on for people at home as well?
Yeah, so looking at previous matches they've played throughout the season, I know that Zarek typically plays the duelist/initiator role for the Navarro Bulldogs, and he's been electric throughout the season, in my opinion, dropping 25 kills basically every game. And then you have Mood, who is typically not on a high fragging role. He plays more of the sort of controller and the initiator style gameplay, but puts up a lot of work on the Brimstone, on the Sky. I'm looking for him to sort of pop off and try to offset a lot of these aggressive plays that Navarro have.
Yeah, I mean, that's always kind of the biggest thing. Can you counterplay your opponents? Of course, going into our first map here, it is going to be Haven, which, honestly, look at it, kind of a 50-50 kind of map in terms of to the attacker defenders, but going later on into the series, we are going to have Pearl and Split, which two very different kind of setups here. Pearl doing that more attack starter map with Split more on the defense. So we'll have to see. Of course, we did have St. Louis taking our first map here of Haven, which a very popular map been in the game since basically day one. So a lot of cool strategies. I'd love to see if we're going to see anything cool or innovative come out, especially after watching the recent Masters Bangkok tournament. If we see any imitation of potential strategy coming from that as well, we'll see if there's any kind of adaptations for either of these squads after seeing those teams play. But going into Hero Select here, doesn't look like anything too out of the ordinary so far for either of these teams. Pretty standard looks.
Yeah, Zarek on the Yoru is something that I have heard legends about, and I love Yoru on a 3-site map like Haven because it allows you so much flexibility cross-site in a sense. The Cypher, very traditional pick for this map as well. The Navarro Bulldogs are really going to be leaning on Zarek for these flashes, though. But that's going to be very similar for the side of STL, where they are looking for aptly on the flashes, but they do have a double smoke composition rather than the double duelist that Navarro is running.
Yeah, with all 5 members locked in over on the side of the Bulldogs. We can see they're playing a pretty interesting composition. I'm surprised we're not seeing Zarek pop out on the ISO as well. No more for that duelist potential, kind of that one-on-one combat, but maybe can show us some innovative plays there over on the Yoru. But on the other side, still kind of hovering over the smokes are going to side here for the side of the Archers. Wondering if they want to go this Omen Brimstone look with the Cypher, or if we're going to see something else potentially coming out. Looks like we're going to be getting here fairly certain. 2 to 5 still locked in, but I believe the timer is out. There we go. We get the triple lock. Those are your comp games. Everybody knows we're playing now. We're finally going in. And really no differences between these two teams except that ISO and that Brimstone. I have to see how that kind of plays out here. An extra smoke to use for the Archers, but more dueling potential coming out for the Bulldogs. So,
and it's interesting that, I think it was Navarro's choice. They opted to start on the defensive side, even though they probably have a more attacker-favored composition. I'm really looking forward to see how you use this ISO for Okoye here. It's such a unique agent, as it does have the ability to just pull people off the map when you gain that ultimate, and it can create a lot of space with those walls too, but you can already see Zarek looking to set up those great gate crashes, basically cross-map here to get presence on A and C.
Yeah, there's kind of a interesting split right now so far. We actually are just going to see the solo Cypher over on towards the C site, whereas the B is being locked down by the Omen, but we are still going to have Equi kind of hanging back there in the defender spawn for just a couple of seconds. Going to walk up there eventually, but looks like they're leaning more towards an A site here for the Archers for the initial hit. Let's see if running into all that. I believe it's a 4-man tech over on A, so maybe a read here coming through from the Bulldogs early as we start our first round here. Billy Ernest suppressing here. Zarek going very aggressively there. Wolf on the early pick. Looking for his second, but gonna get punched to the wall by Key. She's gonna get the opening pick there. So now it's a 1-for-1 exchange, but still holding their ground. The Bulldogs not really giving anything up, but neither the Archers. Still a 3-on-3 on the map, and rotation finally called for the attackers here to go towards B.
Yeah, but Okoye so low. Advantage seems to be given over towards the defenders. Actually gonna fake the plant, swap over towards the C site here. I'm looking to buy St. Louis a bit more time as they can set up. They have these smokes and they have Cypher utility to set up on site. You can immediately see Mood and Key both back up towards long. They want to play these long angles if it's set up for them.
Silence. Scanning ahead.
Early pick there as we are going to see Echo finally going down with Rob finding that early pick there in the defenders using that flash. Shock Dart trying to force us some space here. Now Sonic Arrow does land over, and Connor with 2 with the assist of that Sova. Trying to get that defuse on here. Bit of a fake being used right now, but the long range shot there by the Ghost finds the head of Key as she is taken down. And despite a bit of trickery there in the rotations in that fake plant, Bulldogs take our first round defense.
Yeah, that was a very well-played defense. I love how the Bulldogs waited. They had a 3-person group on B, and they did not flinch when they heard that spike tap. They did not make a desperate play to try to disrupt the spike. They let that go down and then took the 3v3 retake when they had the numbers advantage. Being able to play off each other is so important in Valorant, and that's exactly how they're winning out these rounds.
Looks like they're still going for a bit of a heavy stack over on towards the A site here for the Bulldogs, but the Archers maybe lean more towards a B push right now. So you decide to go here again. Another early Sonic comes out there. Will detect a couple members of the Archers hanging around this E site, or the A site now. We're actually gonna find 2 quick kills here for the Archers. Down weapons here. Finds 3 quick ones, double with the Sheriff.
And those are guns, Spoonie. Those are really important weapons on a time when you did not buy into this round. Connor attempts to equalize with the Ghost, but he doesn't have much on him as well. Paranoias are coming through. Wastage is going to try to fight back on it. Connor, the last one left standing, and the plant's going to go down. Attackers are going to convert on basically no money, no weapons. They just counter the push out.
Yeah, just fantastic early picks and just patience there from the side of the Archers. In fact, going to turn that around and not allow the opportunity here for a bonus round for the Bulldogs. So now 1-1 coming in. In terms of the ultimates here, we are getting fairly close, but only just going to be Connor going to have the Omen TP, which of course a game-changing ultimate, but we will see what they got to go with here. Bit of a lighter purchase here for the defenders, of course losing out on those guns last time, making this round hurt, but Equi looking for a push out towards mid here, but in fact, Rob's going to find the early pick over onto Zarek. And down, like I said, kind of the star player initially here for the side of the Bulldogs could spell trouble. They are stacking all on this B, looking for this hit. Looks like the attacker's still kind of waiting for this one, still hang out around mid here. But again, another pick here for the Archers, and they're playing so well right now. We're finding the early picks early and just wasting out the utility here for the defenders.
And it's an immediate rush onto the C side of Paranoia. Connor was tempted to go for that TP. An Omen player classic, but actually not going to be able to go for it. Looking for another angle here. 3 players trying to go for this retake, and this is going to be a hard one to fight through with no guns. They might just be better off to save here, or die to the spike.
I think we're probably looking for more of a die to spike here, unless we find an opening potentially, but yeah, wasted. Caught out by Rob, trying to go out towards the defender spawn, but now with 5-on-2, we are going to see probably the die into the spike. Nothing around found by that recon dart, and sadly Connor having to give their life to the spike here. Maybe trying to get one exit frag on the way out. Doesn't think it's gonna happen. Rob maybe waiting for this. There we go, Rob again. Finding 3 this round. And it's been Rob and Dyer finding his early picks here. For side the Archers making the 2-1 advantage for him right now, despite maybe not having the best weapons the entire time.
Yeah, Navarro's being very aggressive on their defensive side right now. Zarek and Akoi keep on trying to set up these plays to like push off of each other with a flash, with a, you know, abilities to like weaken out your opponents, and off of the darts most of the time that Poly is putting out. But it's not really working so far. I kind of want to see them like maybe hold off on this util for a second, let players push up a bit, and then go to counteract.
Yeah, but now they're playing into a Hunter's Fury play potential for the attackers here. For the Archers, aptly named with Sova already online, ready to go, can lock down a spike plant should they be able to get that one off. Aptly will start to push forward here with that decoy, but it could TP right back. And maybe trying to fake the B/C hit to go towards a naked A, but right now, still Panya gonna hold down these sightlines, looking for these people to come on through C long, but just loses the dome to the Guardian right there, as aptly returning from that decoy on A, ready to lock things down over towards. But Koi finds 2 quick ones in his pockets right now, so still a very equal fight for your side. But Koi comes with 3, and now the attackers for the Archers trying to do something. But Koi looking for the ace now with 4 spike down, and that's going to be a real nice response here for the Bulldogs in the defense, even things up at 2.
Yeah, Koi just stood his ground on that A site, and honestly, he looked fabulous while doing it. It seems to be boding a lot better when they push into Akoi rather than Akoi pushing into them. So I'm really hoping they go for that more. But Akoi now has that ultimate online, can pull a player away, potentially even pull spike planters away at some points in time. And I specifically love this ultimate on the B site because you can disrupt a hit onto C, you can disrupt a hit onto A, and you also are able to hold B like they're doing here.
Exactly what they're going for here, but aptly using the dimensional drift here, trying to get a little bits of information here for the side of the attackers, for the Archers, looking to find anybody here over on toward the C side. Does eventually spot out Wasted, but Zarek's found the opening pick on Dyer, and down that Brimstone, down the smoke utility, stuck in the cage, caught in the tripwire. Aptly just has to get out of here, but we do have the 1v1 here for Koi, trying to find the opening pick, and we'll get that one. It's just aptly to respond for the attackers now. I mean, aptly trying their dartist here. He's got the spike down on A, or on C. Has to take the shot, but Wasted not going to miss the opportunity.
I must wait a moment.
As the defenders' aggression here, kind of being stifled. They did the adaptations so far for the Bulldogs have been fantastic. Now we'll see if the attackers have any response.
That kill contract to just grab a player off of site, picks up Mood, and then immediately takes him out. I mean, obviously they have 2 smokes on the side of St. Louis, but being down a smoke is just so tough on those early pushes, and grabs the right player, takes him out. So now setting up for a really strong defender side, and if the St. Louis Archers lose this round, they're gonna have no money really left to invest. Poly gets a great scan onto 2, but a scan comes back in, and the Hunter's Fury is out for Rob.
Yeah, Hunter's Fury does unleash and does kind of stuck Polynion's into another corner, but Polynyon really not really having an issue there, but Rob comes back, does need the Hunter's Fury to find the opening pick. Still, Bulldogs returning fire here with 4 quick kills, and now it's just gonna be Rob stuck alone here, trying to find anything. Yeah, there's 3 of them there, my man. You don't need a recon droid to tell you that one. And the kills coming through once again for the Bulldogs, surviving the early Hunter's Fury and just locking down the A site.
Yeah, I'd love to see St. Louis Community College, the Archers, play for a couple more fakes, in my opinion. I felt like they had a really good idea about 2 rounds back to fake C presence and push down towards A. And it did kind of get stifled that one time, but it gives you favorable fights. It gives you opportunities to trade off each other. Now, I'm looking at the ults on the board for the defender side for Navarro, and it looks very scary. They got everything except for the kill contract, and Okoye looking to build up a second one with the way he's fragging so far.
Yeah, no problem here for Okoye. Doesn't need a kill contract, just needs to kill in the lobby. And doing great of that one so far. Apley is going to push him a little bit here towards this B site, but looks like has a bit of help here as well from his friends. This might be a full B hit early. Decoy as well as the droid going to be pulling out here. Drone not finding anything there as Wasted has gone through the side here, but Dyer locks it down with that shot. With the smoke not in time to save him from Connor's wrath. Here we go. Hunter's Fury on the point. Does disrupt the plant, but as of right now, just a bit of damage here over towards her key, but she is stable for now towards the back, towards the defenders, or the attackers spawn. Still, equal fight. The Guardian from Key trying to do anything, trying to find an early headshot, but Rob is going to be the one to exchange. Rob is trying their damnedest here, but the shock dart kill on Key, she was so low from the initial utility, and now Zarek is way behind enemy lines looking for a quick kill to shut this one down. It's still a 2-on-1. Close range op kill from Zarek, as he will line that shot on Tom on a mood. And that's going to be, once again, NC holding on the defense. They have to invest quite a bit of ultimates there for that one. But still, like you're saying, we're just seeing not really any innovative pushes coming through from inside the Archers so far. Just kind of find their sight and going for it. Something we didn't see early rounds, which paid off for them very well.
Yeah, and I actually like both those ults. I mean, it's a dimensional drift, it's the Hunter's Fury. Obviously, they take a lot to build up to comparatively to the other ultimates, but I think getting those off the board now means you have a chance to build up to another one, and also it would have broken the bank if it wasn't a save for the side of St. Louis. St. Louis are now going to go on a full buy, so I think this is the round that they want to invest into, and they want to look to take an early fight here, potentially up A.
Yeah, the A hit looks to be the call here once again. It has given them all their rounds so far. Decoy does find Polnya, but Polnya going to get out there aptly. The 2-foot Omen TP, a classic maneuver there out from Mood. And it looks like the rotation is being called here and faking the A site, forcing that early rotate from the defenders. They are all on the A, but right now Wasted is waiting on C. Reads the TP, but gets taken down. Mood lands the shots. Perfectly placed crosshair there from the Omen, and that will probably just be a site plant here over on towards C as a 4-on-5 recontest.
Gun
Yeah, and I love that ultimate just to clear out all of C, wins the one, takes so much space, and they're also going to use the neural theft at the same time, identifying where every single one of these players are. The Navarro College has to buy their time, and it's going to be so hard to perform this retake. It is a 4v5, so it's a winnable situation, but you have the op on Zarek. That is not the best gun if you're trying to push back in. And it looks like Dyer's trying to push out here. Gets the trade on Okoye, and I believe cancels that kill contract too.
Yeah, did quite a bit damage as well over on towards Connor, as we do have Mood and Rob pinstring on in to find the final kills. And there you go. We're seeing it here, War, once again. Just if you're able to actually force a rotate out of the defenders here early from the Bulldogs, it seems that you're able to get these sites almost for free. It came down to Mood hitting a nice shot there out of the TP, but still, it was just wasted alone on that C site. As the Bulldogs took this fake, took the bait pretty hard there. Sent 4 members there waiting for the Archers.
Yeah, and I think that's what they have to do. Like, go play for these fakes. Obviously, fast hit sometimes, but having a single smoke on the side of Navarro is a lot more, in my opinion, disadvantageous. Because you can't really, cycle those Omen smokes over and over again throughout the round. If you get to the late round and you're forced to smoke every 20, 30 seconds, you're not going to be able to put up those defenses as successfully. And you can already see it on the map. Like, 2 smokes used from the defender side at Omen, they don't really have much else to give. the more stall that you put on for St. Louis, the better it ends up. But Appley takes a lot of damage down long, looking to trade some back, but Zarek just holding the angle.
Yeah, 10 HP here, does have the Dimensional Drift ready to go online, so potentially not that big a deal, only having 10 HP ready to go. Some scouting information could be big, but Wasted holds down the angle and finds two. Moon and Rob caught on their bit of a recon mission, now using the Neural Theft as well, knowing all the members here are stuck towards this A corner.
Okay.
And okay, Wasted with 4 there. That's a pretty good use of the Neural Theft, if I do say so myself. As NC not falling for the bait this time, holding their ground, and Wasted finds the kills.
And you can see a timeout being called from the side of St. Louis Community College, the Archers. And I think this is a great time to do one because you still got 3 rounds left in the attacker side. You still have a lot you can put on the board. And you do have a couple of key ultimates here. You have probably one of the best ultimates for taking a site in the Dimensional Drift, and you have the Orbital Strike online as well. That's probably one of the best post-plant ultimates, assuming that you can't use any of the Tejo abilities, Tejo Agent as a whole. So they have a lot they can play with here. The only issue is going to be that money. I know Dyer does not have enough money to buy up here. The rest of the squad can buy, and he can maybe pick up a gun from a teammate, but you're going to have to plan around that when they're looking to execute a hit.
Yeah, I'd say probably the perfect time for a timeout. You know you have a slight ult advantage, of course, coming in here, Dimensional Drift being the big one, but as well as post-plant. So you have your pre- and post-plant set up. Now you just got to decide where you're actually going to go. Down weaponry here. It looks like it is going to be a bit of a half-buy coming through as well. Oh, never mind. We're going right back in. They're going all in money. All in on red here for the side of the Archers. As they got the opportunity to do so here. Dyer wondering which pistol to whip out here still. I think Dyer just probably going to play their life here more than anything. Hanging back towards the spawn area, looking for that use of the Orbital Strike once that post plant does occur. Right now, a bit of a split approach here for the attackers. 1 down C, 1 down A, and 3 looking down B. So looking for as much information possible here. Dimensional Drift from Appley ready to go. Decoy. Not going to catch anybody quite yet, and the jump right back towards the spawn as a nice slow approach here for the Archers, trying to take the game in their own hands.
Yeah, this is a great way to just force out utility. You can see Wasted has no trips at this very moment. Like, you feel very helpless if you don't have trips up, if you don't have cams up, if you're a Cypher. You just have to hold by yourself. But Zarek, he's done this walk up before. He knows that there are people here. He can hear the shots go off. This is a question of will people expect it, and they will not.
And that takes out the Dimensional Drift.
And that's massive, because how do you push on here? The spike's going towards A. It's a push up into B that may pull a couple players. And it looks like there's a call being made, but Wasted's in the back line right now. He can profit off this and take the spike down at this very moment. And he's going to catch one. That's the spike.
Rob down, and now Key as well. She can't pick up the spike. Spike right in the middle of courtyard. But there's enough utility to block that one off with the cage as well as the Omen smoke. And it's looking really rough here right now. Dyer with chest. The Sheriff trying to find anything here. 1 Vandal from Mood. The Hero Rifle has to come up huge, down 2v4. And now make that a 1v4 here for Mood. Is going to dodge out the recon grip potentially here. But Wasted is there, and a bit of a whiff from Moon is Wasted. Line to the crosshair just in time to find the 3rd kill this round. But like we said, losing the Dimensional Drift early was a death blow for the Archers on their attack round there.
And the angles that the side of Navarro were just able to get were just so good. You could see them slowly working the map. Like, they play Zarek up on A, and when they realize the push is going to be towards A, Wasted immediately plays up towards C. They have really good awareness of, like, the push and pull that you need to play a map like Haven, a 3-site map where you can't show presence on every single site, especially when you're down numbers.
Oh, speaking of down numbers, Dyer already down. As Akwi pushed it out towards this B courtyard. Getting that shot over on towards the brim, of course, still has this Orbital Strike ready to go. Key, though, she lines up the shot nicely. Takes ace of a Key with a second here. Hold on.
That's
She does not
guns.
need ultimate. She just needs a 1 gun. That's no utility they need. And now, slight advantage here for the Archers. Spike still hang out towards the courtyard area, but it's a complete 1-1-1 split on all the points. Dimensional Drift from Connor, but gets taken down once again. And this might just be a thrifty here. We're looking really solid so far for the Archers. And they've only had to use 100 Fury so far. Rod trying to line up a Mood with the Stinger. And now it's just ways to try and do another hero play once again for the side of the Bulldogs, but will not be nearly enough. As a bit of a thrifty there on the low buy for the Archers, once again gives them closer and closer to tying up the half.
Yeah, Key single-handedly turns around that round for the team. It was looking lost after that initial early pick, but she just catches 2 heads up B, and then they're able to get that push up into B, get the guns, and it's basically just like a buy versus the buy at that point, but the spike is down in favor of St. Louis. Very well-played round and very good awareness. You know that the side of Navarro is trying to do this. They're trying to walk out in this exact same way. Don't let them fool you again.
Zarek with the op, though, takes the scope down for just a second as the peek around came on through. And still, very slow approach right now. Alt Orb is triggered here, potentially garnered here as well. The op shot's down. D-Long not finding anything but air. Looking like me in my comp games right now. Still, looks like it might be an A hit potentially, but Paulina hanging around this corner. Still, Mental Drift no longer online for Apley, so they cannot clear this corner out. And Warp, if they get another pick from this corner, it's going to be insane. And Apley, though, will be there.
I got the spike.
Though the Euro is going to go 1 for 1 as Key finds the wrong side of a shotgun shot right there. And they're going to see, with Rob down, no more Hunter's Fury.
Time to jump.
Potential being built up here. The TP on towards the point, but Zarek again. Zarek coming up huge for the Bulldogs right now. Find that shot. Zarek to the third. And Acqui, not to be outdone on the ISO, will find the final kill here of the half. An 8-4 scoreline right now. Bulldogs looking strong. And right there, it's just every single round where we saw potentially a game plan for the Archers, you know, a fake into a rotate, into a get the util out, working extremely well on their side, you know, where the comp of the Bulldogs was not really as strong, like you kept saying. Not much utility for smokes or anything like that, but just seemingly not able to take advantage of that. And now on the attack, Bulldogs looking super strong with this look.
This goes here.
Yeah, and I think this will, in my opinion, probably bode better for the Bulldogs. They seem to want to attack even when they're on the defensive side. So if they're attacking on defense, I can't wait to see what their actual attack is going to look like. Looks like they're sending 4 up towards that C site. But Key is waiting there. Double trips on either side towards Garage and towards C long. You can catch a lot off of that, a lot of information. And the Shock Dart, unfortunately, is going to miss that trip. So still a lot to clear here for Navarro.
Finally, the tripwire does go down there, so Archer's losing out on that bit of utility. But right now, Wasted again opens things up. Headshot. Wasted has been sort of the superstar of this map here. Look at the scoreboard there. It was all like 13, 11, 10, 9. You know, everybody's so close for the Bulldogs. A whole team effort right now, but Wasted was the one on top so far and winning their 1v1s when they need it most. Rob holding a bit of a cheeky angle here towards the A site, but we'll see if they walk into that one. They do walk right in. Wasted take it on down. Keeps singing this man's praises. But Rob responds with a quick one. So now it's a 4-on-4. And a bit of a slow play finally being just disregarded. Just fully run onto A as the Bulldogs, knives and pistols out, ready for these shots, ready to find the heads. What's going to be Mood to open things up, exchanged. Still very back and forth affair over on towards the A side now, but Acqui makes it no more, finding his third. And mostly gets the spike plant here as well. Been very close to that kill contract in round 1. The 4-piece, extra crispy for Acqui there. As the Bulldogs start good on the attack.
Yeah, I don't think Navarro should have won that round. I mean, after that pick that Rob got, they were able to flood A site defensively, but Acqui just stands their ground. Finds 1, finds 2, finds 3, finds 4. I mean, you can't ask for more from this player, topping the leaderboard on both sides right now, and guaranteed to get his kill contract after this round. All he needs to do is die. So that is going to be super powerful when you're on your bonus next round, win or lose.
Yeah, that's certainly the call in the comments right now. Okay, Acqui, just go in and die so you get your own next round. Don't use all door or anything. Just go die. So there we go. They're gonna get that one out.
True.
No, I like Coach Wars playing way better. Just go kill yourself on A site real quick. But now, having the killer contract ready to go, May walk into a bit of a trap here, however, from Apley and Dyer ready to lock on down, but they might get caught out actually instead, as Zarek finding 2 with the stinger of all things. As Rob once again tucked in his corner trying to hold his angle. Look at the defense here as well as Mood. I mean, the most valuable stinger ever purchased? What's going on here, War?
I feel like Stinger in the hands of like good players looks like the best weapon in the game, and Zarek's making it look clean every single shot.
Wow, my eyes are
He
down.
hits Key and Rob with feels like the world against them. But a Stinger in Key's hands, maybe the only thing that can shut them down. Connor catches 1.
Another
Key versus
stinger.
Connor. Yup,
5
there we
stinger
go.
kills, man. Absolutely insane there from the Bulldogs. Able to sniff out, pun intended, 2 traps there, 2 two-man rotates from the defenders, the Archers, and just cleans that one up. Aptly finding both those with the help of his trusty Stinger, apparently. But another timeout being called in here by the Archers. Has to find something to get to work, as now the bonus is almost ready to be unleashed once again. Said maybe doesn't look like they're really kind of playing for the bonus, so opting for a full buy here. War, what's your opinion? Oh wait, never mind. I'm looking at the wrong team. I'm looking at the wrong team. My bad.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
it looks like it's not a bonus for Navarro though, because you got those 2 Vandals right on top. That's just because Wasted and Decoy are just popping off every second. But
a bit of a higher buy, I guess, than what I might have been expecting. Potential
For
looking
sure.
for the bonus, but I mean, when you're so close, when you're at 10-4, you can really just kind of put the foot on the neck here of the Archers and really just take this map in your own hands. Especially holding on that kill contract, you want Aqui to have a rifle ready to use for that one. Could potentially turn a sight in your favor. We'll see what the call is here for the Archers out of the timeout. What do they need to do here, War? We're just seeing them seemingly take a bunch of 1v1s and not really wait for util, not really wait for a rotate as a squad, and kind of just losing out to the mechanics right now, the Bulldogs.
yeah, well, I think that the previous round they were just trying to get cheeky with whatever they could do on basically no money, no weapons, just sheriffs and pistols across the board. So they did a lot of funny push-out plays. Here, I think, like, get information around the map and then just play back, play default. You can't get caught like that aptly. Obviously, they get 1, they get a trade, and Rob's gonna clean up the second in that kill contract. That's gonna be big, but Connor's still lighting up the site here, basically forcing his team, or forcing at least St. Louis to believe the push is gonna be towards A. The information is gonna be gained by Mood though. They know it's going over towards A. Connor catches 3, and Waste is gonna claim 1 as well. But Mood, he TP'd over the trip though. I don't think that they're aware of this flank. Mood, it has to come up massive in this position. You can see Wasted is not aware of it though. See if they're able to check this corner. Oh my gosh. The timing was just not there.
And that entire round could come down to just the timing was not quite there. Mood had a great little lurk through that B site there, through courtyard, but just by the time they actually showed up in a position they could actually kind of capitalize and potentially catch someone off guard, it was already a 1v3 situation. And I mean, yeah, the lurk, you might be able to get 1 for your troubles, but at the same time, not much going to come out of that one. And like we said, they do not need a bonus round, as they have just crippled the economy so far of the Archers, making it an 11-4, a desperation Mood judge here on the Omen, just trying to get anything here, trying to break anyone's back for the economy-wise on the Bulldogs. As, yeah, just sheriffs all around for the Archers. Looking very rough here. No Alta line for him either.
Smokes are coming in, supportive. The information is going to be gained by Rob. At least 1 person up A long, but it's not conclusive. You can see people are rotating away from A because they believe that this could be a fake. You only saw 1 person here. Aptly soon to know that this is likely not going to be a fake. They're just staging outside of A and they're playing it so patiently. They want St. Louis to make the mistake, but St. Louis just refusing to do so. Smokes even pushed towards the opposite site and noise being made by Wasted. That's going to call a couple players over onto C when the real hit's going to be on A.
Oh, but the flash can't quite do too much as Aptly can't line up the shots with the Sheriff as Connor does. 2 shots to the dome real quick. for the Omen. Makes this a 3v5 retake for the Archers. And yet the Desperation Judge will get one for their troubles, but that's going to be nearly enough here. As a near flawless round there for the Bulldogs once again. And we saw just the second they broke, Key's util over on that C site, a full team rotate was almost called by the Archers, while the whole rest of the squad was waiting on A for the attempt for the bounce.
This goes here.
And Apple with just 1 or 2 share clicks away from turning that entire round around. But now you look at that scoreboard, you look at this buy, you look at the ults. It's feeling we're going on our way to Pearl here very shortly, War.
Yeah, Athlete trying to be the hero here, has the Dimensional Drift, also has the Operator up, but he's setting up on the wrong site here. And Zarek has the Dimensional Drift to basically clear everything out. Trip's going to be identified, and positions found as well. Athlete gets the TP over, and the Dimensional Drift onto site, wants to make it a winnable situation. Zarek with a judge, a bit of disrespect in this situation, and Connor just cleaning up on the site for Navarro. They want to end this quick. They want to send it to Pearl. Aptly trying to hang on for dear life, but as Rob falls, it's just him. 1v3 situation. They don't know the ops online. May be able to catch one. Trying to make this winnable, Booney.
It's still 2v1. It has the Phantom. Okay, hold on, Aptly. Now the 1v1 situation here with the Omen with Paranoia right down long here, looking for a shot, but just kind of running away heroically right now is going to be Connor. Playing out all these corners here is Aptly, as Spike is so close. Aptly has to make this move, has to go towards Spike. It's just a fantastic position for the post plant. For Connor, the TP right back and the fake. Oh, hold on, tries again, can't quite get it. Aptly so close to the clutch. But 13-4 scrolling for the Bulldogs. Here's the Archers. No answers on Haven for the Bulldogs composition.
Yeah, and Navarro College takes Haven, getting themselves on map point, sending us over to Pearl next, Booney. And I think even though St. Louis Community College had some really good ideas, Navarro's just like pure aggression, just in their face playstyle, just shuts them down so often. And
especially not going on to Pearl, where aggression is heavily rewarded. Oh my. The Bulldogs can always tell why that might be their map pick. And I mean, we're talking the entire time where we like the ideas we're seeing from the Archers. The rounds that they won was fantastic calling. Whoever is doing the IGLing for that squad was able to, get this fake rotation, get the utility out early from the Bulldogs, but just could not quite capitalize. And just look at that scorecard. I mean, everybody for the Bulldogs, basically over 10 kills. We won't mention that one down at the bottom. Paulina did a great job. Was never really walked on either, only having 8 deaths there the entire rounds. Just with how aggressive Zarek and Akwi were going, not really any opportunity for Zova to find these cleanups. And still, just you look at Zarek with 4 first bloods there as well. Such a great, just basically like bull in a china shop. Just send Zarek in with the stinger and watch him come with 3 kills. And the adaptations here for the Archers had to be quick.
Yeah, and Connor also just such a great shutdown player for Navarro. They made it like basically impossible for St. Louis to really break any attack. Every time that looked like they had a chance, Connor just able to shut him down. So not surprised that he's leading the scoreboard, almost 20 kills on the game, but still very well fought. If you can shut down Zarek, which I think that the St. Louis did compared to a lot of other teams, I think they have a few things going in the right direction for them. They just need to figure out some kinks in their strategy on our next map of Pearl.
Yeah, I mean, they did shut down Zarek, but they also let the other 3 go a bit insane. They didn't really look at Connor all that much, or Wasted, or anybody else for the Akwi on the ISO. So we have to see what the adaptations are going on to Pearl here for the Archers, but we will be taking a short break here. We'll be right back in a few minutes for Pearl and a second map of the series between the Bulldogs and the Archers. Don't go anywhere. Nice ice break.
And welcome back, everybody, to NJCAA Esports, where we have Navarro College 1 up against St. Louis College, the Archers. And I'm really excited for this next map of Pearl, Booney. I think these two teams, you talked about Navarro's very aggressive play style. I think this really favors them. They've played this map before, and they have a very aggressive composition on this map as well.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious after we watched this Haven there why they would want to go towards a very attack-sided map like Pearl that really pays off on this aggression, especially when you can work in this Euro comp as well. Really good to work around both that A site and the B site with so many little passages and hallways and get between and just be annoying. So I'm excited to see how the Bulldogs approach this, and also excited to see how the Archers try to adapt after playing one map of Haven. We saw them kind of getting walked down on most of these rounds, but in Fed, they're going to be making a bit of a swap here as well. We're going to have Tingo in for Key. She did have some really good rounds, especially on the defense. There was able to hold down some sites kind of by herself quite often, but instead opting in for this Tingo swap here for the Archers to get us back in. They will be defending first here. Bulldogs, unsurprisingly, picking a map that's been attacking sided, and the side of the Archers want to defend first to try to give themselves a decent scoreline to work into their own attack side. And when you are in this position where, me and you, we've been doing esports for quite a while, and it's just, what do you, as a player, just as a team all around, have to do to bounce back after a bit of a rough start to the series so far, and just kind of get yourself locked back in here for Pearl?
Honestly, my favorite thing to do to just, bounce back, get locked in, is just say something funny, or do something funny, or just have fun with it, because at the end of the day, this is a big competition. But if you're not having fun along the way, if you're not able to enjoy yourself along the way, if you're not gaming with passion, it's not fun. And I think this composition that the side of St. Louis is running on the defender side is really fun. It's a double duelist competition. They're matching the energy that Navarro is giving them, and immediately it's a push-up. Lynn does get claimed, but they're showing that they're still not afraid. They're showing that they still got a lot of fight back in them, Booney.
Yeah, able to kind of almost even trying to match the aggression here. But right now, Acqui is going to find two quick ones here on the jet. Over on towards his A site. As they're ready for the post plant, the 2v4 retake has to come on in aptly. I was kind of mentioning, this is exactly what I had in my head when I said Yoru on Pearl is good because it can be annoying and kind of go around all these little crevices and corners, and this is exactly the position I was thinking, and now has the Sheriff here, but very disciplined post plant so far for the side of the Bulldogs. We're going to get the spike tap here, but pulled away. Very annoying to deal with those stars, but Aptly is going to find one exchange, try and find a second, but just can't quite do so as Paulinia line up those shots. And that's going to be the first round here going the way of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and this composition is going to be, I think, really annoying to deal with for the side of St. Louis. I think that Navarro's comp, specifically, you have Zarek who can go across map, and Zarek and Akoi can get on site so fast, but also having those cross-map smokes that Connor has, and also Polly and Wasted have, util that technically it can't go across map, but you can get value from it all across the map. No matter where you're at, you can activate those abilities. So very powerful composition. You can see Aptly just forced to respect it. Gets that jump spot, though. Identifies 5. And he's just going to try to hold spike, but they have a big
look at this four-man push. What the? You guys realize you're on the defender's side, right? They're going right through this attacker spawn here. It's just leaving Aptly. But Aptly doesn't need any help. LeBron James, Cleveland Cavaliers 2016 on the point, finds one. Draws first blood, and now they got to have no idea they're coming from this position. In fact, but Connor is there to meet them to shut down this whole team flank as well as Wasted. I liked the idea. Unfortunately, the execution just wasn't quite there as Connor shuts that flank down.
Yeah, the nice thing was that Wasted has that Vice Wall up, like basically splitting off the B flank. So you could see it on the minimap. They jumped over the vice wall, but they didn't get all of them over the vice wall because it activates the moment you cross over it. So I believe that Tingo got left like behind. So then it got split up into 3 people, and it kind of gave Navarro the cue like, hey, people are pushing up on the defense. Let's send Connor back. Let's have him check it out. And they get like, some good information there. So now going on to the full buy for St. Louis Community College. Really looking to them to put in work with these Vandals here. Is going to be Lin, who's going to meet this first aggression. And holding this long angle is going to be pretty beneficial for him with this Vandal.
Oh, there we go. Good opening pick there when Zarek will shut down the ability to get those jumps behind you potentially over on towards this site. So I like the early aggression there up from Lin. Still, opting to push this back in. Here is the Bulldogs. Still 4 men hanging around here on A. But the rotate has finally been called for the Archers ready to meet this. Now, we have 2 people lurking here, though. One coming through mid, one coming all the way through the spawn. As Apley just making their way downtown, but not moving fast. But Rob, though, does still make it pretty even. Now it's a 2-on-1 for the retake here. But they might be... It doesn't look like they might actually be aware that Apley is behind them right now.
Yeah, Apley did throw that flash, but it's hard to identify that positioning for certain. Apley has 2 angles to watch, catches 1, but he doesn't know for sure where Connor is. He thinks that Connor wasn't the planter. Like 2 ships in the night, they pass by, and Connor claims Apley off the tap. Very great awareness, and it feels like Connor, again, just being the thorn in the side, being that anchor player who, if things start going awry, if you have a problem, Connor's there to just immediately shutting it down. They convert the bonus. Connor almost has that Astra Wall as well as 4-0 on the scoreline. And I'm not really probably hyping up the 4 too much. I think the fact that he has not died yet is very impressive, though.
As do I mention, that's not usually when you have a Vice on your team that you're the thorn in the side. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, looking for a bit of a 3-man push right now over on towards the B side. Apley there once again trying to solo this site. Staying out of the line of sight of this drone so far. Not able to get caught up, but can't quite land the shots. Has to jump to get away, though. So they are still pushing over on towards B right now, but maybe a quick rotate being called through here. We have Wasted just hanging around over on towards the A site for now, but quite the full push over on towards B so far. Apley once again back in positioning on the high ground. Gonna get spotted up by this smoke. Decoy instantly taken out, but Wasted is behind enemy lines. But there are people looking at their direction.
My ult's ready.
Still a 1-for-1, and Dimensional Drift now online for Apley.
Only a stinger in hand, but putting in a lot of damage with it. Zarek has pushed up. Now no more flanks. And Zarek almost gets caught there. Puts out the clone. Apley doing a great job at identifying locations. Immediately jumps out, but caught by a Koi. Shuts that down so quick. And now it's just Lin and Rob. 2 players trying to fight this one back, and they might actually have a chance of doing it. Lin can grab that gun, but he doesn't even need it. Shuts one down the Sheriff, and now all on the back of Connor again. Has that pull, has a wall. And the Concuss as well. Needs to catch one here. Doesn't know if it's getting stuck, and Lin, wise to it, gets the swing onto Connor. Connor had to check on it, and Thrifty is going to get St. Louis on the board.
Yeah, great Thrifty. You can call back to multiple situations there. Like, you had Apley taking down the 4v1, getting the TP out just in time as well. And then, you know, Rob Shane down the lurk from Wasted over on towards A, towards mid. Just great all-around plays from every member of the Archers, and that's what they need to get themselves right back in the series. Now, a 3-1 scoreline feels a lot better than 4-0 war. I'm going to be completely honest. That's like a whole canyon almost of feelings here, as now the confidence is here. You're going to have some ults ready to go as well for both these teams. If you can win this one out, you're right back in this game.
Yeah, and this is the round that's going to break the economy. If you are able to get this round, you can turn it completely around. You can see Zarek gets the identification, though. Dimensional Drift plus TP into the backline, getting so much space, and now chasing Apley. I think that Zarek wants this fight. Gonna go, on the other side of the Astral. You didn't hear that one, and Zarek catches the head of Apley, takes it clean off.
It's almost like they merged into one Yoru right there. Just one model on the map, but yeah, gets the opening kill still. It's a 4-on-4 with Rob being the one to open things up.
Steel Guarding comes in, denying any of the heavy weaponry, the heavy firepower that the side of St. Louis has, and Zarek claiming so much information here. They know that's going to come from flank or come from mid. Zarek claims 3, potentially an ace on the cards, but Wasted going to steal it away. Claims the last 2. A near flawless round there makes it look fairly clean for the side of Navarro College.
And just devastating timing there from Tingo as well. Had the angle, had the crosshair lined up, but just a second for Zare to get that peek around and find the shot. That could have been a completely different fight there. Was just a little adjustment to that timing, but now 4-1. Still only having the knives here from McCoy, but walking into 2 pretty decent ultimates here from Lynn and Rob for the defenders, but a very nasty looking buy for them on the defense here. But Applefy finally has a bit of help here. Appley finally with another member being moved over on towards his B site, but that mood instantly shot with a dart. Has TP away, hold on the Sheriff. Still very slow here approach from the Bulldogs. Some I never thought I'd say this series.
That clone, I think, gave a little bit of misdirection. I don't know if people know that Appley is in this corner. And Mood trying to smoke it across, making some noise, but Appley is not going to get cleared, actually. They know he's in the smoke. He only has a flash to get out of this. Gonna pop flash and catch a head. Rob claims 1 on the other side of the map as well, though. So now it's a 2v1 here. But Pauline, nah. Needs to come up big here. Gets a lot of damage in. Has a spike in hand. Shock darts to play with as well as a recon. Sends it towards site, but immediately destroyed. Lynn is so low. A single spam on that box is going to be able to catch it. And a shock dart might do the trick as well, but goes wide. Facing off against 3. But the double swing is going to be too much for Polly. And St. Louis Archers claim the 2nd round.
And just great fundamentals there from the Archers there that entire round, especially from Appley. Able to just hang around in that smoke. Good team play there from Mood, giving them that opportunity to hide in that corner. That decoy, like you said, I would have been caught off guard by that one. No idea that Appley was hiding in that corner, finding 2 quick kills and claiming quite a bit of damage as well. And as well with Lynn, just one, almost seeming like one toenail length away from that shock dart coming through, holding on to that minimum amount of HP, and then of course the double swing high-low. Impossible for Polynia to capitalize on that one. Now, Jets Duke, we do have the knives out from McCoy, looking to push over on towards A right now. But there is a bit of a stack here for the defenders on this side, potentially a soul read right for this one here, War.
Oh, and Rob actually manages to push up again. Catches 1, giving a slight advantage. Lynn's tucked into the corner. A trip needs to be cleared. McCoy ready to take it, but a Nightfall, and Lynn there to catch him. And now you have to back up. All kills falling in favor of St. Louis, and it's going to be a flawless round for them to get them back in this fight. A huge round that's going to give them guns, keep their economy from breaking, and put them in such a good spot on the map.
Yeah, as well as a very economic fight in terms of the ultimates here as well. Still holding on to 3 of them into this next round. Getting out those knives from Akwe. You're definitely loving this one now. I mean, the MVP so far has got to be Rob. Seemingly finding first blood every single round, these last few ones, on just these random little angles down mid. And has really just put a knife into the Bulldogs' plans here. Really having no ability to adapt to this one just yet. So Archers in a great position, potentially sends to a 4-4 with this weaker buy from the Bulldogs on their attack. Rob once again holding this angle. There is 3 waiting for him this time. So thinks better of it to not go into that one.
And we're going to have a fight up mid here. I think Navarro realized that they weren't playing up through mid enough. They're giving up too much space on the map. But the identification is there, though. Prowler is sent. They hear multiple shots on the other side. This is going to be all-out brawl, Booney. The Haunt comes in, and trades are coming in as well. Neural Theft identifying those locations. And Akoi just has to respect it. The spike goes down, too. Akoi has that dash, wants to go in, but he'd be going into a firing squad. It's almost impossible to push through this.
No, this seems absolutely impossible. Especially the neural theft up and the spike down is there's so many angles you can hide from as well. It looks like it's gonna be kind of a save call here. As we do Polina just hang out in the attacker's spawn right now, maybe trying to get an extra frag or two on their way out. Still 2-on-4, but there's so many angles being guarded right now by the archers. Still never kind of coy out, just find another. It's a 2-on-1. Do they line the shot? Just barely not landing it onto the chrome dome of Tingo there. And that's going to be a 4-4 series here, War. And the adaptations from the archers in this map, especially after going down 4-1, have been massive. And the economy is on a thread for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and I can feel Tingo heating up right now. I think it was multiple, like a 3K, 2K at least in the last 2 rounds. You can tell definitely warming up to the match and this Cypher play. The economy for the side of St. Louis is just absolutely booming right now. And if Navarro end up losing this map, or this round, I should say, it's going to be a call for a save here. Immediate TP dimensional drift, and that's going to spot out Athlete, but a quick TP out straight to the other side of the map causes the Hunter Fury to just go completely wide.
Yeah, no, a great play there from Athlete to kick that Hunter's Fury basically out of this round, out of this match with the quick TP jump away. They did clear up the position they're always playing, but right now was nowhere to be found. High ground control here from Lin, but wasted lining up that shot. Still a very winnable fight for either side. Dimensional drift does get popped here. TP from Moon as well, but once again, it appears if you go behind Akui there in that little hallway, they're going to 180 and take that head straight off. As it doesn't matter how many ults do not find value, as Akui is in the server with a Vandal. That's all you really need. A near flawless victory there for the Bulldogs. Get themselves right back in the series and take the advantage right back.
And if you I feel like if you just put Okoye in B Hall, you're just gonna guarantee yourself the round. He is so hard to flush out of that position. And I love the way they took sites there. Obviously, you did it with ultimates if you're Navarro, so you can't, you know, keep doing that over and over and over again. But they're doing it so well, which I do like. You just still have to be careful for these mid pushes. You can see that St. Louis is putting a lot of presence there each round, and it seems to be paying off as they get so much free space.
Okay, they do spot out Amply here, and they are going to force that TP away to get that Yoru out of that corner. Playing that same spot seemingly every round. The adaptation for the Bulldogs, and that one to clear that pretty effectively. Connor holding a bit of a lurk here, but Mood! My goodness gracious, a pixel or two on the screen. And sends Connor right back to spawn. We do have the Steel Garden out on point. Well, once again, creating space. They need to get this plan off, but Lin on the hop! Coming down from Records. Still, very back and forth here, War. 2v3 on the point. And right now with Tingo, so 1v3 for Okoye. Still possible here, of course, the MVP for the Bulldogs, but not near enough as Tingo could get the fuse. And we're once again tied at 5.
Yeah, I really love how the archers are playing this map. Fun fact, they actually, I believe, have not played Pearl yet all series. In every single one of their games, and it seems like this time they have a really good pulse of what to do on this map despite not playing it. It might just be a switch of composition. That double duelist instead here seems to be boding very well for them. And Tingo doing a great job of just denying everything. Neural Theft, I believe that's going to be his second one online here.
Yeah, that's right, because the first one they used when the fight broke out right in mid there, when they had the spike down, they used the Neural Theft to lock down any angles and still able to build that one right back here. Having a great showing so far, and now Aptly with the Operator right down B main, taking down Wasted. Wasted having a bit of a quiet map here after a stellar Haven on the Cypher. Taking that one down, now the Decoy making his way downtown. Having fun. And still,
I need to see one of those be real sometime, Booney. That's what I need.
Yeah, I would love
see
to
it coming.
Yeah, I need to aptly just walk down straight line right down B, right into B ramp and see if they get anything done. Perhaps in a desperation move, but they do not need just yet because Aptly has done such a great job of holding down B site long enough for the rear forces to come in, for the rotation to be called. seemingly every round. They try to get him out, but with Rob there on the defense this time, ready to shut that one down. NJCAAE with just a bit of the 80 strafing there around the corner. Fine shot move might get caught out here as well. Do not take down NJCAAE and B Hall, please. Stop doing this. It's not working out for you. They have the knives as well. As Apley still holding on to Operator 2v2 now. But B Hall is still NJCAAE's, and B Hall cleared, but NJCAAE is not. Now 6-5 scoreline here for the Bulldogs, as still a pretty good half for defense on Pearl for the Archers so far. You cannot scoff at 5 rounds.
I mean, I think the difficult thing for the Archers on B, just like compositionally, is the only information you have to gain at B is with those Prowlers, which don't have the range to traverse all the way up the long site of B. Or you just send Apley up, have him manually get information every single round, and then TP out, which you can do. The issue is his TPs just go so far back onto the A site because he has to like account for the fact they do go A sometimes, that you can only recycle that like once per round. It makes it very difficult. This time the hit through mid though, and NJCAAE so good at catching these heads.
And yeah, the mood judge just simply not going to be enough there to find the kill. The Apley just sparing through the smoke, finds 2.
Portal closed.
Makes it a 3v3 once again here. Apley coming up massive for the squad. One away from the mental drift here as well. They could potentially clear out an alt orb or something here to get that ult online. Be huge for the post plant. See what side to approach this one, and once again things go quiet as the Bulldogs have to adjust.
I mean, you have to be so wary of Apley down this angle. They are going to be sending the spike towards B this time. You do have Xerac posted to catch this flank. It's a question of, does he know the angle? Does he know the timing? And it's actually going to be a fake. But they have to play for it. They have to, and Xerac catches them.
Fake teleport.
Most unpredictable spot ever.
Yeah, as well as and with who kills Bill's dimensional drift here, a huge turn for the Bulldogs now. 3v1. As it is just going to sadly be Apley there. Doesn't have the dimensional drift yet online. 1 away from that. Dimensional drift clearing out the A site for the Bulldogs. They're going to go and get this plant on in and probably take the 7-5 into the score into the half. Apley has come up clutch here in this series. Has gotten so close multiple times. Is this the one where they finally break it through and get that final kill? Vandal and Shorty in hand. Has to clear out all these angles. It feels almost impossible where there's just too many places to hide.
You don't expect all 3 to be playing through A main. You never expect that. You can even see. How do you know there's one behind you? How do you know there's one on either side of you? You just don't, Apley. And 5-7 half. I mean, nothing to scoff at for St. Louis, but still have a lot to get done when they move over onto this attack side.
Yeah, already having one more round here than they did on their entire map of Haven. It's a great showing of them. We're talking like, are they still locked in? Are they still here in the series? And it turns out they are just that. Bring it to the Bulldogs here, especially going down 4-1, still bouncing it back and bring it to a 7-5. Definitely nothing to be ashamed of here for the Archers, as they knew are on the attack side, allowing Xerac to get deep in here with this. I mean, we keep talking about Apley here, but Apley only 4th on the scoreboard. I mean, it's a 4-way tie at 9 kills here for the Archers. Everybody gets 1, I guess, for the side of them. They're all good friends going in, but now Xerac very aggressive on the defense here already, pushing way up into A main. Looking to get maybe in towards restaurant here.
But they're foregoing mid again. Like, and this time it's on the defender side. That is such a precarious thing to do. You have a trap, you have a smoke there, but you don't really have anything else to defend this mid push. And even though you're pushing up extremities, you're giving away so much space to Apley just creep forward. But this fight down A, you think that St. Louis left? They must have left, and no, they did not. And 3 people are there to meet Xerac. Wasted. Do you expect the 3rd? Yes, you do. But Polly, though, okay. He has 2 in him, too.
Polly now just 2 quick shots right to the dome there. And still now really in anyone's hands here. 3v2. Apley walking up here, has the Sheriff ready to go. But the spike looks like it will get planted here over on towards A, and now defending in a position. Defenders have to come in through the attacker's side spawn.
I was about to say, we have a completely flipped map here, Bruni.
Hey, we saw how comfortable Archers were on defense, right? They just want to feel the way again. They just want to be in their safe spot on defense once again. They like their corners. It's very scary coming from this side.
Some big damage done.
Yeah, but Lin with 4. Lin going for the ace here, potential. Lin can't quite land the shots, but Apley is there in the chaos to clean things up. As we're seeing at War, when the Archers have these kind of set plays and they have like did we leave? Oh no, you walk into us. This is where they win, when they don't take these constant like 1v1s over on the side for mechanical skill, because we're seeing the Bulldogs might have that in spades, but it appears in terms of IGLing and gameplay, the Archers have brought this way back in their favor, as now only down by 1 round here on their attack, and they have the rifles to go.
Yeah, Lin and Mood both with full rifles here. You can see how much emphasis they're putting onto mid on these maps. Just taking so much space there off the back of Prowlers, off the back of information. I mean, I'm sure that Navarro are going to give this a full fight, but they have the completely wrong read right now. And even with that flank, there's Util there to await them, wasted, just shut down onto this site. So much information gained. Smokes all around. Koi he wants to jump out of this smoke. You know he wants to utilize that dash, but the angles just aren't there. And cleanup is what's going to be called for here. Connor, so much to do. Polly as well. And they might just look for some exit frags here, Booney.
Yeah, it looks like they're just playing just for that hole in his ankles here. Connor not wanting to peek out, especially when you're going against a Euro with a Stinger, which we saw on Haven is the greatest combo in Valorant history. But the greatest combo of this series so far has been Lin with any gun whatsoever. Lin finding these shots over on this Reyna has been a breath of fresh air for the Archers. And yeah, we are gonna say bye to Polly now here very shortly, going to meet their maker in the void. As now we're tied up once again here, 7-7. Do you go for the bonus here, War, or do you just try to invest in here the buy and finally get some more momentum on your side?
I think if you go for the bonus here, I mean, you're still in a really good spot, especially when you have Lin with his Phantom. It feels like you sometimes only need them to just like pop off on this scoreboard, open up the site for your team. I feel like this is definitely a winnable round, especially on a bonus. So of course, I think you stick with it here. And if you win this round, you have basically generational wealth for the rest of the game.
Yeah, especially with the Hunters here as well. Gonna pop that almost immediately. I guess someone's done here. Rob holding down mid here with the help of the squad. Forcing Polly back quite a bit here. A lot of space taken right now for the Archers with the help of this Empress here. Really making the Bulldogs second guess where everybody is right now. Finally, a bit of a visionary feedback here for the side of the Archers, but still, very slow approach for either side.
Extremely slow approach. Noise completely cut. And the spike just towards mid. Impossible to read where you actually want to go, and at any point in time, you can just wrap back around to where Polly is. But Lin, unfortunately caught, and they're going to lose that Empress form as well. Their sneak up is being called, though. Cover going out.
Lose that Empress as well as the hero rifle from your squad. Definitely not what we wanted to see if you're an Archers fan, but still, looks like B site. Once again, teams basically flipping sides here, but Apley's way behind him and finds the shots.
And they're going to be able to collect these guns. These are going to be massive if you're trying to defend on this site. Spike goes down, but Mood's going to pay for it with their life. And now Eric takes the swing out here, trying to push towards the site. They're even going to get that tap in, putting a lot of pressure on Rob to really fight back here. Apley to fight back here, and they have nothing to give. The rifles on the other side just too strong. And the protocol is just too good for Navarro. They hang on to their lead. They're trying to make a great showing out of their map pick in Pearl.
Yeah, very scrappy affair there for both these teams. A lot of just random. Look, we're seeing basically every single round here being a map flip. I don't know why this is the call for both these teams, but it appears to be working for either side. We go just 1-1-1-1-1-1, back and back and back. Now, aptly having the dimensional drift might finally allow the team to do a full rotate through one site and hit it hard. There's no ult for the response for Navarro. See the approach. Looks like it might be a bit of an A look so far as everybody's lined up that way. Dimensional drift could open that up as well, taking that look Prowler. Right down A main, not gonna get anything out of that one, but aptly does pot out Zarek and forces rotate away from the Yoru. Cannot hold that spot in main anymore. Woo, just barely getting away from that one is gonna be Polly. And still, once again, bit of a slower approach for both these teams, not wanting to be the one to draw first blood.
Nice paranoia sent through. TP though, Shrouded step to basically the exact same spot. Maybe trying to bait that you're leaving this area. But the flashes and the recon are going to be able to identify that the hit straight through A. Navarro's just here to meet them though, and Zarek is here for that cleanup. Connor catches 2 as well, and now all in the back of Lynn. They managed to sneak their way onto the site. They managed to catch 1, but you have 4 more to look down the barrel, and he's not even going to catch 1. Zarek gets that cleanup, sending Navarro into a very good position.
I'm personally enjoying watching the Zarek game side, where it's complete John Rambo, where he just runs in and kills 3 or 4 every time. If it's a 1v1 situation, Zarek can't land the shots, but if it's a 3-on-1, finds head after head after head. Love watching, especially building out towards the dimensional drift here, ready to go. Once again, perhaps we'll see some more shifts passing in the night here, War, as both dimensional drifts could be unleashed at any moment. Now, bit of a different approach here for the attackers going on towards the B area.
It's interesting they often can play this B area, and you see the 1v1 Zarek versus
No,
Athlete.
there's a second person there. There's a second person there, War. Not a 1v1.
Retrieving flash.
True,
That's why Zarek could get that kill.
That's why Zarek won. Yep. Only reason.
Definitely nothing else. Only... We will find one still exchanged here, 2 for 1. But just with the weaponry advantage here for Navarro, you gotta feel pretty good about the chances here, especially with how kind of split the attackers are, and finally gonna go on right here on towards mid. But still, no hard work is being called for the defense here. Wasted comfortably on B. Zarek on A.
It feels like Navarro, they know how to play these mid pushes now. Jump spot gets a lot of information here. But still a map to traverse here. And Rob wants to go exploring out towards attacker spawn here. Gonna tuck himself under, but little does he know, Polly just waiting in the wings, and Polly, good for 1. Leaving Lynn and Mood just on an island, basically stranded up mid. No matter where they look, no matter where they fight towards, they're gonna get caught. And Footsteps are gonna give the information away. Just a Marshall in the hands of Mood. So hard to come up big, and his time keeps ticking and ticking away. Wasted can just swing out of this smoke, try to catch 1 here. Exactly what they want to do. The plant is going to be obtained, but so much information wasted. Mood around the back though with that Marshall. But now, with so much to do,
Oh, the knife! The knife! The knife!
No! Bit of disrespect to end the round.
Thanks.
It pays him back for the TV's behind you, nothing personal kid maneuver that we saw there from Mood. Able to get that kill around towards Wasted, but yeah, just the double knife swing. It's tough to deal with, especially when you only got the Marshall. We are gonna get a bit of a technical pause here for the audio side. I believe Connor not having audio quite in their headphones right now, so we are gonna take a bit of a wait here for either side. But looking at the scoreboard right now, a much closer affair in terms of even just scoreboard and kills here, where you see just how back and forth this map has been. Seems like, 3 rounds one way, 3 the other way, 2 one way, 1 way. It's just a much better showing here from the Archers. So I think no matter the result, you can definitely walk away holding your heads high here, as the Bulldogs having 3 ults ready to go online, and potentially now audio in one of their players' ears could be a gaming changer. We'll have to see.
I mean, I was about to give a shout out here. Like, Connor still positive despite having no audio. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like Valorant's the game you need audio the most in. So, still definitely showing up for their team on the scoreboard, even though they're at the bottom. So, I don't know. I think that there's definitely a lot of adaptations that need to happen if the side of St. Louis Community College Archers want to fight their way back into this match. But they're still looking a lot better on a map, Booney, that they have not played all season. And that's really impressive in my opinion.
Yeah, on a map that haven't played all season, and a map that we were kind of formulating and hypothesizing to be really good for the Bulldog playstyle. But we've seen St. Louis Community College adapt really well to that, to punish this over-aggression with Rob lurking in the mid, or to just have Ampli just sitting there in the corner the entire time, forcing all that cool and all that onto him to go just TP away right back on for towards Made. So I love what I'm seeing right now from St. Louis Community College, but Navarro still holding this lead here. And now, of course, with sound in one of their players' ears and the double knife swing last round could just be a confidence boost that they could possibly not comprehend from Navarro. Hey guys, we won that with double knives and one of our players not having audio in their ears. We can win any round we want now going forward. So we'll see. If you are St. Louis, you are down still a few rounds, but we've seen them take it pretty close here. What has been working for them to get so close to the score, and what can they do to once again get to a tie game?
What I like about how they play their defensive side of things is they do really play for these like deep extremities and kind of like they show a bit of presence mid, but they eventually give it up. That's honestly kind of okay because they kind of wrap around you and slowly sort of like suffocate the positions that St. Louis tries to take. And I really like that style of game that they are going for. I really like the way that they're so willing to just commit. If we hold on to B, if we hold on to A, mid kind of doesn't matter. We're able to bait out a lot of util there and make whenever the eventual push comes, it almost impossible. But aptly going in with a big push here, Dimensional Drift online clears basically the entire site just off of pure aura, and now alive, active, plants going down. We have a 5v5 on this retake.
5v5 in the retake, and you are going to have Acqui stuck inside up on top there in B tower with only the shorty. Had the operator, but can't quite get the line of sight they needed. However, Hunter's Fury right in the point, marking a few here, does find the kill over towards Musa. Now a 1v1 still on the side, but aptly asserting the Euro diff in this round. Just pure chaos here, just guns ablazing, just M1 and spam and hope and pray, and is working here as Lin finding multiple through the smoke with a third. Crazy there. Just taking that operator fight, the Dimensional Drift, a great play there from the Archers. As now they're only down by 2, and the heads imprints here once again from Lin, ready to be unleashed.
That was such a costly round for Navarro. They used the combined Hunter's Fury and Dimensional Drift and Steel Garden to try and flush out players, but they didn't really have the follow-up to even trade back, even make a dent into what St. Louis Archers are trying to do. So now they don't have a lot of key ultimates here. Obviously, 2 are brewing up. That's going to be the knives, but they need to make a lot of stuff happen. Zarek does swing out, though, and gonna claim himself a weapon just by pushing straight out.
I don't know, does Zarek want anything else but a Stinger? So far this match, the Stinger has been a great tool for them to use, but yeah, gonna finally get a better weapon here, ready to go as well. Getting the early pick in mid, gonna be a great start for the Bulldogs. Athlete game ready for a bit of a peek over into Polly, but Polly with a knife has to get away.
The hunt begins.
Empress is gonna get popped from Lin. We'll see if they can make better use of it than the previous one. So once again, a very slow approach for both these teams. I think both teams realizing how close the series is now and how just one body can be a complete difference maker and potentially seeing a map 2 or a sweep.
And Rob catches one, has Nightfall online, wants to unleash it, but the call is being made. They're going to play back. They're actually going to try to bait this Nightfall. That's going to pull every single member. You get a bit of spam in, you make a bit of noise, and immediately you get this plant over onto B, making this 4v4 a very winnable situation, and you're going to have an advantageous plant on this site. You're allowed to set up yourself for success with this plant. and you know that no flanks are coming through. You know everybody's gonna have to funnel in through the defender side of spawn.
Ooh.
Wasted does manage to catch Mood on a very dangerous TP though. Maybe didn't realize that smoke was a bit misplaced. But with Empress active, Lin is gonna be so hard to clear.
Yeah, holding in a B-Link, ready to take anyone on the 1v1, but it's going to be AquaE once again, asserting dominance on the B site. This is their site. Finding 2 quick ones in response. Now it's just aptly down B main, can't land up the shots. And you gotta think, did they go a bit too slow on that fake Nightfall play? Because we saw the Nightfall come through, and by the time it was expired and, you know, the side of the Bulldogs got to have a cup of tea, they're again ready to meet them on B site. Basically, the second the plant went down, I think was a bit of miscommunication on the timing there.
Yeah, and obviously you want to clear side. Obviously you want to, like, you know, make sure that nobody's still anchoring B, but sometimes you just gotta, like, trust in your strategy. Sometimes you just gotta bank on it working out. And I think that was one of the times where if you go a bit faster, if you're Navarro, you're able to get a better defensive setup on the site. Maybe Mood doesn't go down early in the round, in that retake at least, and it's a completely different game.
And still, such a costly... Oh, and Amply gets caught on the 180 there from Zarek, looking like a COD highlight reel right there. Just needs a break in Benjamin, we're all good to go. But now, the 4-on-5 advantage here for the Bulldogs. As once again, Rob continues to lurk in this little area here of A-Link. But nobody peeking this time. Advantage done. Now the drone will spot him out. That's probably not able to hold this area. It looks like once again the B hit looks to be the play so far for the Archers, as no real information given except for I'm dead from the side
I have retrieved the spike.
of Apley. But now 4-on-4 with a nice turnaround. Zarek again though. Okay, Zarek 1-on-1v1. We got it. We got called out when we see it. Didn't need the mob mentality that time to get that. And now the Neuro Theft online
Cage triggered.
from
Big
Tingo.
clearing a quarry from this site, and I love this plant spot a lot more. It gives you so many angles to play from. You're believing that you have the site completely cleared because you know you do. You stick Lin in halls, and you play Mood and Tingo, who's so low, dangerously low, through this long angle. Lin's gonna have a lot to do in this position, especially with all the information being gathered and a wall in their face.
Such a great dart as well. Clears out B Hall, gets Lin in awkward position. Now with this Astro Wall, it's gonna be so tough to push on through. I mean, the Neural Theft is doing its damnedest here for Tingo, but it won't be nearly enough as Connor, through their wall, gets that kill. Dimensional Drift able to get held onto, and at just the right moment, 3.4 seconds, race up to map and match point here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and the retake strategies are just so good from Navarro right now. They're looking absolutely flawless on these retakes.
Going to Astro
now.
to do them Astro
And
Guardian
with
things I do.
the Dimensional Drift, with the knives, it's going to be almost impossible to break Navarro out of this favorable position. You're going to need a lot of rounds, and Mood, Judge in hand,
Cutting through.
Tingo, maybe not the most optimal buy that you could ask for. A lot of light shields, a lot of regen shields on all sides. You're going to have a lot you need to fight for here, and Pauly already claiming the first. Going to make it even tougher. Connor catches the second.
And kind of the two standout players there as well, with Rob and Apley being going down. It's just up to Lin, it seems, to get these open things right back up for the team on this lurk through mid with everybody else there. So the 3-man push clears out mid area. Do have some weaponry here once again, however, to push back in. So still doable here for both these sides.
On my mark.
But looks like the rotate has been called on the defense. Now we have a 3-man stack ready to go over on towards the A site. Going to be a 3-on-3 push. B still locked down by Wasted, but right now, seemingly the Soul Read has been called out here for the Bulldogs. And just complete desperation plays coming through right now from the Archers, walking over on towards the point here, clearing out their angles here. Able to tuck the Omen inside, but Pauly now opening that one. Tingo takes that Cypher utility out of the way. Lin has been regen here. Lin with 2. Now the 3-on-2. We are going to have move on so loud now. It's just up to Lin. The hero cannot get it done. It's Wasted. Peeks around the corner. with the help of the squad, and that will just be it. A 13-8 scoreline on Pearl to finalize the series 2-0 for the Bulldogs. Archers, like we were saying, though, much better showing there on Pearl. Can be something amazing they can look to lean more into going forward in this tournament. But as of right now, Bulldogs claiming their 4th victory here of the season and looking strong doing so.
Yeah, and that was in my opinion, a very solid victory for Navarro. They took it to St. Louis on their map pick and then showed up on Pearl. I'm very excited to see both these teams play throughout the rest of the season and keep in touch with what they're up to.
Yeah, we'll have to see what we're going on for. We are going to take a quick look at the scoreboard here as well, and you see a much closer affair than we saw on the side of Haven. And we are going to have a quick interview here as well from Zarek, going to be joining us, the top fragger on your screen. Going to be showing you here the Yoru specialist, the stinger guy, as I would like to refer to him from now on. With a big, just look at that average combat score there, 323. Stellar showing there, and there they are. Zarek, thank you very much for joining us on the interview. Congratulations on the 2-0 victory over the Archers. How you guys feeling after that win?
We're feeling pretty good. We've been doing really well in the season so far. We only have 1 loss, and it was just like ping difference kind of messed us up. But other than that, we're feeling good.
Yeah, and talk to me a little bit. I know you play a lot of Euro. Do you have other agents you like to play, or are you just like Euro specialist? That's where your heart is. You're gonna stick with that.
Yeah, so currently the rules, I just play Yoru a lot, but I'm actually like a Flash Flex player, so normally I play like more Flash Initiators, like some KO, Breach. I also play Scan, like Sova, Sky, stuff like that. So I've never actually been a Yoru main until now, I guess. And yeah, so I don't know. I do love Yoru, though. He's amazing to play. He's incredibly fun.
We've seen you have a lot of incredible fun, especially I keep going back to you with a stinger in your hands.
Yeah,
on Yoru.
that's the NA stinger.
That's the NA stinger, because we saw in Haven just so many kills with that weapon coming through. Basically everyone on your team that had a stinger apparently got the kill, so I don't know even what to say about that one, but I do want to say...
I know what to say. Stinger's broken, nerf it. That's what I have to say.
Well, there you go. I guess I want a quick question of how things kind of were in terms of the team comms and everything and the kind of atmosphere going into Pearl. You guys just dominate on Haven 13-4, no worries whatsoever, but things get, a bit tight there on Pearl, eventually taking the 4-1 to a 4-4 and kind of just tying it all the way to that half. So kind of what was the mentality going into your own defender side there of kind of lackluster attack on Pearl?
Yeah, recently we switched the roles and everything, so like a lot of our players are playing different stuff than what we played in the past, so we don't have a lot of reps on Pearl. We had a lot with an older comp, and we were much more comfortable on defense with that older comp because it was designed to be better on defense. So we just kind of have the reps down better for Pearl, and also I locked the wrong agent. I was supposed to play Phoenix on Pearl, so...
Well, you know what? You made the Euro work. You top fragged, so
yeah.
I don't think there's any problems from your team on that pick selection there. So, War, what else you got there?
Yeah, and you talk a lot about like figuring out what roles work for your team, and I'm just looking back at some of your other games. I know you've had like Akoi play more of the Sentinel, you've had Connor play more of the Sentinel. How has that been for you, just like process-wise as a team? Because obviously, as collegiate athletes, you don't always know who you're going into a team with when you get into college.
Yeah, 100%. I would say we started with those rules initially. And Wasted joined. Wasted and I just joined this semester. And Wasted's calling. He's IGLing for us. So the way he IGLs, we just had to change some roles around just to make everybody more comfortable. And I'm just like the ultimate flex player. Like I'll play anything. I don't care as long as I win. So I just ended up becoming the entry duelist for the team, and then we swapped Okoye over to secondary duelist. And yeah, that's just kind of where we're at right now. I think no matter what, like we're just trying to make sure that everybody has like the most amount of fun possible, and that's about it. Honestly, I don't care about how much fun I have. I just care about winning. So I'll play whatever they need me to.
Yeah, and before we send you on your way, we always got to do the one final El Clasico question. I think between me and War, we could probably agree that you are a player of the match. So, if you could not receive player of the match here for this game of the Bulldog versus Archers, who would you give it to on your team and why?
Oh, honestly, I give it to our Sova player, Polly. I would give it to all of them, to be honest. They're all really great guys. They're all really great teammates. But I'm gonna give it to Polly or Paulina, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not too sure. But I definitely give it to him because he is awesome. He is such a great guy. He will play whatever, even if it's like at the drop of a dime. Like he'll learn a new role. He really puts the work in. He takes a lot of time to improve, and he's had so much improvement this season. I mean, this guy's aim has just like skyrocketed, and honestly, his util is pretty incredible. No matter what. So yeah, I think if I had to give it to anybody, it'd probably be him.
And that's amazing. It's great to hear you guys like growing as a team together and like the flexibility that you, Polly, and the rest of the team are able to exert between each other. And yeah, it was great talking to you, Zarek. And do you have any shout outs you want to give before you go?
Shout out my IGL, shout out Wasted, John, shout out to him. He got me the opportunity for Collegiate really last second. Shout out my esports director. He pulled so many strings to get me into this college, and I really appreciate everything that they've done for me. And shout out my girlfriend. I know she's watching the stream. Thanks for supporting me, Maisie. I love you.
All right. Thank you very much. That was Zarek from the Navarro Bulldogs. Great talking to him and great hearing a little bit more insight on Navarro as a team.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And I mean, the fact that we got to kind of get into the head of that star player for Navarro and also just, kept saying like, oh, I'm the greatest player of all time and all that, but seemingly also being humble at the same time. Not sure how they pulled that off, but they managed to do so. So, I mean, for all of us here, that's going to do it for us. Navarro College 2-0, St. Louis Community College. Very close game towards Spirit and on Pearl there, but why don't you go and send us on our way here, War, as we send everybody off to enjoy the rest of their night.
Yeah, well, to everybody watching, to everybody in NJCAAE, to Navarro, to St. Louis Community College, to all the friends, family watching this, I know me and Booney and the production behind the scenes, got to shout out Guffey, got to shout out Pause. We hope that you guys have a great night, and we'll see you next time here. Bye-bye.